I guess I did.
Yeah, I kept refreshing live, and I didn't see it yet. But
I forgot to push it because I set the thing up like 45 minutes ago. That's when I was like, oh man, I'm glad I did this because it wasn't working. I just took it out of VPN and it popped right up.
yeah, there we go. All right.
Cool. It does have about a 30-second delay. Kind of weird. All right. Well, Bitcoin just out of the blue, right? Just to everybody's certain it's going to go down. When everybody's certain of anything, you pretty much expect the opposite.
Yep. Yeah. No, this pop was expected, but now we get to figure out where we're at. Is it going to break through here and keep going and squeeze, or get that?
Boy, there would be a lot of shorts that are going to get
Oh yeah.
ripped here if it accelerates. So you start to think, oh, okay, well, if you could, wouldn't you? There goes the market. Mondays drive me crazy. All right, what do we got? Oh, we got 12. All right, we'll try and get 5, 6 more. Welcome, guys. Excuse me. 13. All right, we get a couple more guys. Oh, let's see what else is on the lineup. I think we're starting with, then I got traditionals, and then I got some Bitcoin. He gave me 2 there. I got some ETH. I got another Bitcoin from James M. I got George, the Dixie. That's his go-to. Sage 32. Is Sage 32, is he a new member?
I don't think so. I can check.
I just don't remember his handle, but he's posting up some really solid work. There we go. All right, we need 3 more. 3 more, we got it. Trade Safari. What's up, man? I've seen you for a while. James M. Morning. Trade Safari social member. All right, we'll trade Safari. I don't see a post in here. Come on, there's a chart you've got somewhere that you kind of like. Doesn't even need some TA. Just tell me what you're looking at. There we go. All right, one more and we're go. I bet we get a few more posts before we're done here. All right, we've got 7. I think that's enough.
So Sage got a yearly on November 25th.
Oh, no kidding. Well, so he's posting good work. And Trade Safari, he's a social, isn't he? I just haven't seen him for a while. I remember that handle very well. He wrote social. 18. Okay, there we go. That'll do it. Okay, let me get to the top here. All right, guys. Yeah, this is all Rel Mechataku. God, it must be really late where you are. How's it going, man? Boy, you've been posting up some good stuff on Twitter. I follow you over there, Mecha. Some nice work you're posting lately. Okay, we're good to. I guess we're good to go here. Let me get rid of the disclaimer. All right, looks like it's mostly. Hey, Jack Olin. Looks like most of you guys know the drill here, right? Members. But we review members. We let them pick what we review here. If we come up short, I've got a few that I can pull over that I'm kind of keeping an eye on. But we're gonna start here with this. Always makes it for an easy start. Oh shit! I gotta turn that thing off. I don't have ninja alerts going off. Okay, so we got Grant F, right? So any of you regs on this webinar will know, right? It's really, the consistency is what you spot, right? It's always the same setups, right? So that's why he's such a good trader, because he's so consistent and so disciplined about money management. So this is, my guess is he was kind of hoping for this to hold here. Oh, let's see. What are you pulling that from? You're pulling this from, oh, I see it. Okay, so you're pulling, I might change that a little bit. So if this is the 1, what you were thinking there? Well, if this is the 1 and we're doing a 2 here, on the one hand, so you guys can see this, right? We don't get a close below. This is, and we're seeing this more and more. And it's not unlike what you see with an order block or a demand zone or supply zone. It's a wick goes through, but we don't get a close below. So that seems to be an adjustment. I'm not sure, but it's become so you don't know unless you're sitting and talking to the guys writing the code. But it does appear that that's more and more consistent. That as long as we hold here, now we dip right into it. So and you've got a nice 3 coming down here. So if this is the 1, and this is the downside here, is that this kind of looks like a 5, doesn't it? Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? How do we work around that? I don't know that we do. Right? So you're, what am I on, a 1 hour? Can we go down to? Can we get any kind of a 3 into that? I don't know that we can. Well, here, maybe we'll go, let's go line. That's a tough one. The best case here is if you're trying to stay Elliott consistent would be to do that. A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At least you can see it a little bit better here with a line chart. Just looking at closes, it's a bit of a stretch there. Well, that's all you got to work with. So if this is going to play out, well, what's the advantage? Of course, excellent risk reward. Let's get you back here. Let's get back to, what do you give me, an hourly? Let's get back to this. All right, so reasonable risk reward. We got a solid target here, but you'd have to, you got to put a sliding parallel on that now. Oh, you could do it this way. I'll often just do it that way. Okay, so I got a runner on the outside. All right, now we don't, right, if we start to roll over again, then you're going to start to think, oh, A, B, C, and we're going to go down here, and there's probably is there? Oh, shit. Well, this did something, so it would be right here. You got an order block down here by the low. Oh, that's probably right there. So why do I use that one? Because it did, you got break a structure right here. So here's the, here's the low that did its job. Here's the last. Oh, pardon me. I've got his color coding is off. Right, I'm just not what I'm used to, right? So this is the last down. So it's tempting to use all of it just to fatten it, right? Like what's the distinction between this and this? Well, the one thing you do see here is you've got a fair value gap between this low and this high. So it'd be tempting to want to use all of that for potential, right? It's always just that, just potential demand to come out of here if it's visited. So we're kind of fudging a little bit here to call that a 3. So if this rolls over and we're down here, oh shit, does he have it locked? Yeah, he does. All right, so if this comes down here and we get there, this becomes a C, and then we do it this way. I wouldn't shy away from a second attempt because of that, because that's really that's a bit of an Elliott shuffle to try and swing that into a 3. Even this is a little bit tricky to call that a 3, although barely you can get that done. It looks like that's probably a 50, and it is, right? So down here you'd be right in the, just coming to the edge of the discount zone here if we cut that in half. So again, he will have been stopped out here. Right, take a small loss here. So the whole thing could just roll down. Same setup. Now, it's harder to do, right? When you just took a loss, it's harder to go, oh shit, I lost the golden zone. Do I want it? Well, if you see a reaction, of course, you know what I'm going to say here. You could always wait, right? Okay, do we get a reaction? Rather than just, oh, it's in a demand zone, well, let's buy it. Risk reward equally friendly here, so you're not, unless you're doing insane leverage and insane volume, there's no, in which there would be no reason. Well, here we're not doing crypto, so but you can. There's a couple of ways you could lever up here, but even just the options down here. What's going to be cheap if we're down here? Or calls. What'll be more expensive is puts. So if you come down here at a second attempt here, you could probably start buying some calls here. Pretty big upside here if we're going for something along those lines. If we're going to get that, if this is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, well, that would be you'd be looking for 3, 4, maybe you get that much on the 5 because you're after the shark to complete. So the shark would, I don't know if we'd kill it. Shit, can I do that? I don't know that I can. think he's probably got it locked, right? So I don't know that we would lose the shark. We might. Let's see. Because that's... You might, right? So this would just, individual trader's preference, right? How much do you want a piece of that? If right now it hasn't rolled over, but if it were, I would be prepared to go again because of the demand zone myself, right? And the low risk trade, right? So if you take it twice, then if you get hit twice here and they threaten this low, well then you got now the whole thing they got to wait all over again. Right now, can we get a higher low? Right now, I'd like to break this to confirm I have a maybe I get a higher low here, but maybe. All right, I don't know if there's much else to add there. It's just, but for anybody who's looking, not a bad setup. All right, thanks for that one, Grant F. Mojoka 3, taking a look at Crude here. All right, where the hell is Crude going? God, my kids live in California and LA. Both of them saying, well, getting closer to six and a quarter. But we get to a national average of $5. It's going to slow things down in a hurry. All right, Crude. Well, Crude is... Okay, let's take a look here. I got to pull back a little bit just to get a perspective on where we're coming from. Okay, so this is something, I just like to do this, right? Okay, where's my low that I'm working with? So pretty damn close here to, we got 61. All right, is there any other way to count that? I think not. So 1, 2, right? Well, the 1, 2 is a no-brainer. Okay, I got a 2. Where else would I put the 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's pretty much. I don't see another way to count that. ABC into a nice flat. Now here's a nice little pocket of where you might anticipate again, kind of working all of the down here. Right? So being a bit liberal on where you might find demand. Well, did we see it here? Here's the classic. This is actually great examples here. Okay, so when we tap these demand zones, we want a quick reaction, right? So it comes down. I need you out of here quickly, rather than to linger, right? More likely to break, right? So because the assumption is, right, there's unfilled orders here that are getting picked up, and you've got the enticement. Okay, come on, bears, take it. Come on, I dare you to take it. Up we go. So all right. So if this is, we're starting with a diag. Looks like we might be. All right. So he's suggesting ABC into a 1 was where it sits now. Right? It's probably, just take this down a little. ABC. Well, what would the alternate be? 1, 2, 1, 2. That does look like a 5. Well, but the way he's, okay, so now he would do, okay, well, that works. So, well, we got to dig in there a little bit. Okay, so A, B, C through a diag. A, B, C. Shit, how are we doing that? A, B, C. Yep, so that flies. A, B, C. A, B, C, that's good. That sure looks like a 5, but you're kind of stuck with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the only possibility here. You got an expanded flat that you went, because, God, that sure does look like a 5, doesn't it? Let's go down to a 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How do we get around that? Mojoka, what do you think, man? I think that we got to go with a 5 there. So, okay, so this would have to go here. Well, so yeah, I'm assuming you would see the same thing that I do here. So, okay, let's stick with your first count. Okay, if this is A and this is B and this is a C, we're getting here through the diag. So 1, 2, 3, 4. How are we going to get there? So A, B, C, A. fuck, I'd probably do it here. A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. Could we be done there for the 3? Could be. I'm kind of tempted to put the 2 over here, but I don't know if that helps us any, because we're stuck with that, with another diag there. Annoyingly so. You can't work around it. So it doesn't actually help us to go 1, 2, and then look for an impulse because we don't get it. It looks pretty technical, actually. So 1 through 3, right? What do we look for? A 50. All right, so it's right by the diag playbook where you would anticipate it, and you know, not too hard to kind of go, okay, where would the demand likely come in? All right, there's an algo firing 1, 2, 3. It looks like that's done actually, although you didn't get your algo target. So you'd have to leave room for that to get up there, right? Which seems to be what you're suggesting, right? It could easily kick one more time. If we were going to get it would be another diag, right? So we've already had the overlap here. So if that has one more little kick in it, right? Okay, well then you probably, well, let's measure that up. Right, when in doubt, measure. All right, so okay, I might just fatten it up a little bit. So you'd have the geometry of the parallel of the median lines. If that's got that extra kick, well, here where at least this algo is gets its target. Here's the second most common range, right? 127 for a 3, particularly in a diag. You're not anticipating the 1618 because you don't have an impulse because of the depth of the 4. So the anticipation is you don't get as much. Does it make you want to take any action here? Do you want to do anything? I don't think I'd go, well, okay. Given the trend, is there some reason to be thinking, oh, it's likely to come down? Well, maybe a ceasefire was about the only thing I can think of. Why would you do anything other than be looking to get on the long side? It's just nonstop right here from this low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, all the way, right? There's no reason. See, this is a temptation, I think, and I struggle with this myself because I always want to get on if it's going up, I want to sell it. If it's going down, I want to buy it. So, I mean, if anything, the opportunity is right here as we're sitting here right now to take the long, on the assumption that we're going to at least get another leg on that. Oh, Jesus, let's get in there. It's hard to call that anything but an ABC, isn't it? Is there anything else I could, unless I went, I don't think so. I think that it's too soon to think, oh, maybe it's 1, 2, A, B, C here. Now let's just think about that. So if you put it here, well, you'd have to finish it. So let's see if we could do it. Can you? Fuck, you probably have to. You're stuck with this. But we get. Okay, let's just consider the alternate here before I just go. Okay, looks good. Here, I'm just gonna let's get a little more room. Okay, that makes sense. So the RSI predictably moving with the trend. 1, 2, A, B, C for the potential for that to be the 3. Well, let's just look back here for a second. Okay, so if this is 1, 2, how would that get us there? Let's check that. Do you have this in here? I can't tell if you do. If that's 1 and that's 2, we'd be long enough. We'd have an impulse here if that's. Shit, can I get that done? I better make sure I can get that done. Let's when in doubt, measure. Oh, that's kind of an ugly start. Oh, Jesus. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Fuck, you may not be able to get that. Can we get the internal? You'd have to go 1, 2, 3. Oh, Jesus. 4, 5. Can't say I love that. If that's the lowest low, let's use that. I'm not in log scale. If I do it here, well, now I got to be mindful of 3 being the shortest. So let's just check that. That gives it the best shot. Okay, so just barely, right? Long enough here, so 3 would not be the shortest. It's a possibility here. 1, A, B, C. That sucks, right? But do you have an impulse here? 1, fuck, I'm on a 1 hour. You probably, but you're living with that as your 5, right? Of the internal. All right, let's just think, right? So A, B, C, that looks solid as a correction. 5 down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So zigzag to bring it down here. So what are you actually doing here? If you're doing the 4 here, do we like that any better? Still, right? Still. Yep, looks like they got it. Yep, they got it by not much. Enough. So this would, we're still be working a diag. We're still at a 50. Oh, pardon me. If this is 1 through 3, we'd be at the 38. A, B, C, 4. Well, you'd have to have an ending diag here. This would, because 3 would be the shortest. So you got potential here for this to go up and complete here, but you'd have to be tracking the range. Oh, fuck, come here. When does 5 become longer than 3? If we're gonna get a 5 here, so right there. 2, 3, 4, 5. So you'd need an. God damn it, we didn't get it yet. No, you'd be looking for an ending diag. Did we get it? Shit, these are really tight. Look how close these are. Just barely, right? So I could get an ending diag here. 1, 2, 3, 4, up for that diag into this pocket to give you the 5, right? And that's your. You'd have to do, all you're doing here is you're changing the count, right? So you can't go 1, 2, 3. Oh fuck! Could we do it? Well, 1, 2, 1, 2, I don't think makes as much sense. And now you're wondering, right? Were you better off the first time with it back here with the 3, 1 back? I mean, if you're hunkering for it, I mean, there's probably a long there, just off of the trend, right? Higher highs, higher lows. You could probably put a decent long on there. I'd probably trade it in something smaller, either options or micros if I was looking to hold something. Right, in crude, always a safer bet to keep the risk down because shit happens. Bombs go off and you never know what's going on with crude. So you got to be hedged if you were looking to position something over time. But there's no reason to be looking to get short here. There's just nothing in the chart that says, oh, time to be a seller. Other than maybe some short-term scalping, but in terms of trend direction, that is just game on to the bulls. Until we would need some major change of character here. This is not quite there yet. So you look out here. I mean, we're looking for a 5 way up here to get the 5 of the 5. If this is 3, 4. See, that's kind of why I'm pushing the 3 up a little bit, because if this is 1, 2, Jesus, actually, the other alternate would be that this is A, B, C. Oh, fuck. I don't think you want to do anything here other than be looking at the long side. So as it sits right here, oh, let's find an order block in there. So here's a reasonable spot to be looking, right in here. Something like that where you've got risk controlled. Good. What do you get there? 7 to 1. You'd be after that target. You're kind of stuck in a series of 3s here. So until I get that 5 right here, then I can go, oh, I got a 5. Right now, I'm wondering, is the 5 in, right? So I'm not sure. So I'd probably do it with options, but I'd want it to come down here. Okay, well, at least I'd have a demand zone here I could lean on. Because the Elliott is a little suspect. Is it here? Is this here? And we still have this to go? I mean, it could be because we haven't been far enough. If this is the 1, 2, we haven't been far enough to really lean into the 3. Oh, shit, maybe it's here. 1, 2, A, B, C for the 3, and the 4 is here, and this is all going higher. I mean, I've seen calls for $160 a barrel. If this 1, 2, 3 is up here at where would be up here? 120, 130, 4, 5. You could certainly see 150 a barrel coming. So why fight the trend? There's no reason to. We've just tapped the median line. If anything, I'd be if I was impatient, maybe you pick up an option there. Maybe you look to load a little bit more down here, just dollar cost averaging down. But I don't think there's no reason to be looking to be a seller. And certainly the macro count or the macro background doesn't support it. I wouldn't fight it till you see major breaks of structure. Major. All right, that's good. Thanks for that one, Mojoka. I don't know. You got to be careful in crude right now. So don't take anything overnight. My suggestion would be don't take anything overnight unhedged. Biggest loss of my entire career was for the first Iraq War. I had it was a call spread, but the margin was so high I couldn't hold it. So be careful about that. Okay. Okay, PK, what are you giving me here? I got a Bitcoin. Okay, so let's go copy link. All right, let's copy that. Okay, Zoom. Oh, wait a second. No, you wanted Bitcoin. Well, let's see. This sounds like it looks like you gave me 1 Bitcoin. You gave me this. How did I get Zoom? This is the one I copied. Save. I copy it, but then I get Zoom, so something's off there. So it's got to be here. If I do this, I think if I do this, I get your Bitcoin. Let's see if I do this. What did you give me over here? This is on Spitstamp.
Yeah, and he said make sure to go to the hourly on.
I'm just trying to get his count up.
Okay, so just type in BTC USD and choose the Bitstamp chart.
Yeah, that's what I did. I just did that. Maybe I can work off of what he's got.
Well, once you save it, you should be able to pull it up. But don't do the right, do the left side.
Well, this is what he sent me. Oh, wait, see, do I have? No,
but you're on split screen. Use the left one because right now you're on.
I only have. Oh fuck! Hang on a second. So if I copy it, okay. So there's the copy. I only get maybe if I split that. Let's see if I move this. Oh fuck me! Come here. I know there's a way to do this. Reset. No. Move. It's oh fuck! I always forget. Here, there it is. Move back. Does that do it? If I get his Bitcoin on Bitstamp. Shit, no, I'm not getting it. Okay, let me just work with what he's got here. So this is the macro count. So he's going with the diag, right, which is certainly a valid count. Let's get rid of that. All right, so you can solve this side of it 4 different ways, which is part of the problem, right? Oh, this is the fucking copy. Hang on. Okay, so I can't. I know this is annoying because I talk with my hand on the mouse, but so let me try and take that off. We can, as I said, we can solve this. You can do this 5 different ways. What we can all agree that it's corrective right now. This could be a 5, right? You could certainly play it as a 5, right? So a lot of people think it's 3, 4, 5, right? And it's hard to argue with that, other than the geometry. Right? I had this conversation with one of our really good traders over the weekend, and there's no easy answer here because this is not atypical for Bitcoin. Right? You can interpret it a couple of different ways. But if it's A and this is the B, we're looking for a 5, and you can certainly play this as a diag. So I got an ABC here, which I prefer actually of the potential counts here. 3 here, right? Triangle in the B, right? I think we can all agree that that's the best looking count here. A, B, C, D, E into the B. We get the C, so there's the 2. So A, B, C. So this count also certainly, God damn it, implies that there's one more leg down to push us down in the low 20s. Oh, this seems to be a spot that people are focusing on, which is understandable. It's the last little area of demand before we went up. So if you were to get a revisit here, now that's not the strongest demand zone you've ever seen, but okay, it's not non-existent. But the implication is here, whatever we're doing here has got to come down one more time. We got to go run the stops, liquidity grab. And listen, there is certainly no, right, that is just as possible. And now you'd be thinking, other than the diag, right? You might relabel, because now it's getting very bearish. If you're thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going lower. Oh shit! I can't zoom in there. I don't think to see his count. But whatever it is, it's all part of the corrective action here. So it looks like he likes the long here. Oh, we may have already got it. He's longing into the C here and you'd probably any of this area here for potential resistance. Well, where's the order block? Oh, fuck. Now, you know what? Once I get bright on this, it won't let me. God, that's annoying. All right, so this is just an alternate. I think I touched on this a little bit. I think I drew it on Friday in terms of the alternate count that we're still coming down to low 20s. Would be not inevitable, just most probable. And focused off of, okay, where's market moves from liquidity to liquidity? Where's the liquidity going to be now, right? You got 2 sets of stops down here where retail's got their stops, right? And everybody on the planet knows that. So it'd be shocking, right? And maybe just because of that, because it's so obvious, market's going to rally. All right, I'm sorry I can't dig into there anymore, but it's something up with the way the chart's coming over. But what I can get is his zoom. All right, so this came over just fine. Okay, so I've got long-term option. That is, well, so he went extra fat for long-term. Well, we're going out into 25, so we're talking about a leap, really. Okay, so zoom. Boy, that is an ugly chart, isn't it? Let's go to the daily. Well, I'd probably approach it like this. Okay, here's the low, here's the high of this. I'd probably want to take a peek and log just to get a sense of, okay, let's pop that open a little bit. Let's see, so he gave it to me out of log. Is there any advantage to being out of log? The downside of a long-term option like this is they're going to be very expensive. I mean, to buy that much time, when you're buying over a year, you're parking capital here. So you need to be right. I mean, it's a certainly valid play. I mean, you could just as easily buy the stock, except the leverage goes down. That's the advantage of an option. You're gonna have decent leverage here, but you're gonna seriously pay for that. For an option with that much time. Does this work here? How are we getting there? A, B, C. Oh, that's pretty creative. Look how he's doing that. That's actually pretty sexy. PK, nicely done. So we've got, here's 5 down. Now we're going to go 3 up. A complex, we get a double here, WXY into the B for the expanded B, and then we're going triangle into the, so here it's A, B, triangle gives us the B here. Interesting, right? So, well, fuck, it's hard to follow it. A, B, C, D, E so it's essentially it's a 3, right? To get the B down for 5 into the C gets us the 2. There's not a lot of room to spare there. Well, where's 0? That's 58. Right? Is that enough to take a run at it? Oh, if you got this to finish, a little bit of a pullback. I mean, shit, you know, is Zoom going away? I don't, but you know, the valuation is what that's about. I don't think Zoom's going away. I don't think Peloton's going away, but the valuations are a whole nother story. I mean, this is one you got to take because you like the potential here, and you're coming out of long-term support. You've got looks like capitulation down here with all this that's selling. These being massive wicks of okay, everybody out, get everybody out. You're back into okay, is this accumulation? So if this is my one, okay, if I get a 3 that comes back down here into this big demand zone, do I want to park some capital here for the long-term potential? That's a kind of individual choice. It's not so much that there's a screaming technical opportunity here, but if you had a 3-year plan, or you know 1 to 3 years, seems to be was implying 1 to 3 year time horizon, you'd probably be just fine. But you're going to have to park money there and sit with it. That's the only downside there. All right. Okay, so I got 2 from PK. Thanks for those, PK. That's interesting choices. All right, that's very slick work in there. And all legit, right? Because we can have a triangle in the B. It's just unusual how we got there. And then certainly 5 down. So with all of that, this is where Elliott gets, it's tricky. This is actually just a big 3. Right, but that's not for the average Elliottian, right? You've just got to know what your choices are here to put that together. Well done, PK. All right, let's, Mecha, what do we got? Mechataku with, we got ETH. So let me copy that link, see what he's thinking. Mecha, good one to follow on Twitter if you don't follow him already. Always putting up quality counts. Okay, so I gotta make a copy here. And I think it's the same handle, Mechataku. It's just fun to say as well. All right, so what are we thinking? Oh, let me come out to an 8 just to see where you are here. So ETH, AB, hard to argue with that. Same, very very similar to Bitcoin, obviously. Although this, and particularly here, this liquidation wick kind of put a monkey in the wrench of the count. What do you do with that? You know, there are times in Elliott where you have to go, all right, fuck, right? Okay, it's probably impulsive, right? I mean, do you need to do all of this, right? And he hasn't, right? We've been through this so many times. Here it was good to do. Here but by the time we get here, okay, you can just throw an A on that. You know, I mean, if you're a student, right, that's a challenge, right? But if you're looking for the next trade, okay, what are the broader swing structures implying, right? Sometimes it's easy to get all caught up in the, fuck, I can't quite get it to work here. By the time you're over here, we can do some assuming over here. I think we've got, so you're giving it to me out of log again. So let's see. Did you give it to me out of log? You did. All right, well, let's stay out of log. It's easier out of log to deal with it. Okay. This, yeah, anybody's guess, right? You could do it a couple of different ways. But I do like the 1, 2 here. You see he's got a 1, 2, 3. This is clearly the 4, 5. It's a series of 3s, so you're kind of stuck with that. A, B, C. Yeah, again, right? What's the spirit of it? Some sort of ugly diag. 1 corrects in a 3. This clearly the 4, right? Not hard to spot them. It's just like we were talking on Friday, right? Here, okay. So I've got something impulsive. I get consolidation. I get imbalance, right? Is the language I was talking about on Friday. I've got imbalance here between buyers and sellers, right? Sellers overwhelm here, and then I get consolidation. All right. Does the trend, right? Is it just right, here's impulse sideways, impulse sideways. Why would you assume otherwise, right? You wouldn't. There'd be no reason to. There would have to be something vertical come out of this for you to go, whoa. Looks like this was all over here. See, that's a dangerous habit to get into, to start in your mind's eye, start filling in the blanks. Oh, I know what's coming. No, you don't. Nobody does. 0 people on the planet know what's coming. So, but it's tempting to do that, and your brain will play tricks on you. Right? Okay, all right, so there's the 5, and that's what comes. Well, I mean, I do it all the time. I go, okay, well, the most probable, but you don't want to. You got to let the market show you, right? So we can forecast. Oh, okay, if it turns here, where are potential areas that it might gravitate towards? But careful about filling in all the blanks, right? And now here, where's the path of least resistance? It's not too hard to spot, right? Now, just again, we can all look at that and say, well, sure looks like that's what you'd anticipate. So why isn't everybody on the planet short then? Why isn't every single Ethereum trader short right now? If it's that obvious. It's something to think about. Why is everybody not short? Why are we rallying today if this is such an obvious short? Well, there's a couple of thoughts on that. How do market makers, whales, take advantage of us in retail? How do they do it? Right? They bait you to get on one side, right? Because they know what they want to do. It doesn't mean they can do it, but they know what they want to do, right? And if this looks like, oh my God, everybody on the planet can see that, they're gonna fuck with us, right? They're gonna tempt you into taking the long. So just think about that for a second. If the anticipation was that this comes down lower, these lows get tested, how is the market maker gonna build up enough of a book so he can do it profitably, right? Because they put such size on, whether it's a whale or a market maker or an exchange acting as a market maker, it's the same. I come back to the composite man, right? It's the powers that be that are working against retail, right? You don't even have to identify, just they're there. So how are they going to take advantage of us? Well, let's bait the less experienced, is the way to say it. Let's bait the less experienced into thinking, oh no, it's going to rally. Oh, let's get them long. Let's get everybody long so that we can crush them taking it down. So you kind of have to think that way strategically about why, again, if this is such an obvious short, why is it rallying today? If Bitcoin is such an obvious short, why are we up? What are we now? $1,500 today. Why? Be my guess, right? This is just, as I said, is this a tease? Is this a bait, right? Is this a bull trap? Well, what is there anything here that would make you think to be a buyer out at this kind of a degree at 8 hours? Anything here? Anything? What's the only thing I could maybe lean into? I didn't get a new low here. Now that's a stretch, right? Because all it would take is for this to hit, well, we're coming out of a golden zone here. Note, right? We got a wick through, but we did not get a close, and then we roll over. Now, are we for sure going there? It'd be hard to bet against it, right? So here, okay, so there's that. We would stay in original recipe here because we are not anticipating this to be corrective. So what have I got? Swing, retrace, lower high. This, right, is a little teaser. All right, here's where I lowest close, right there. Right, where do we hold? Well, here's what I would not be doing: buying it. Who bought it right here? Right, right. Who bought it right there? Right there at all that structure, right into a golden zone, right? Only someone who doesn't know it's there, right? Who's that likely to be? Retail, right? They don't know it's there. And retail's so easily manipulated because of FOMO. Oh, fuck, it's going. Shit, wait, let's jump on. Right, already they're a little, maybe I did that wrong. Maybe I'm wrong here. No, but what's retail going to do? Retail is going to stick around to find out. Rather than just get out and say, well, shit, probably was wrong. Because you were anticipating, here, the POC. Okay, well, let's at least get on the other side of the POC. Everybody's wrong here. I'm right. I'm such a genius. It's going to rally. So where could you maybe think about getting long? Well, you'd want to at least see it you'd want to see a test of all of this structure. What do we know? There's a bunch of it's not hard to spot. Whole lot of business got done in here. So what's the purpose of the market, the exchange? To facilitate business. So if we get out of here, if we pop up and then we're going to come back down and test, well, there's the POC. Now, okay, maybe now that might make sense. Do I get a 5 here? But right now, that's just it's like a laser pointer to a cat. Chase it, chase it, chase it. Where'd it go? Oh, better buy it. Oh, better sell it. Where is retail going to sell it? Retail's going to sell it right there. Oh, fuck. The host would, I'm getting something here. The host would like you to unmute. Shit, was I muted? I don't think I'm muted.
No, you're good. Something weird happened. I don't know.
Okay. Shit, I thought you were telling me I'd been muted for the last 20 minutes. I was going to be, I don't know if I could recreate that. Okay.
I did. Mecha does have a 30-minute.
Oh, does he?
As well. He's got 2 that he posted on that.
In that one that I copied.
So if you go back to vote, he put 2 links. One's a 4-hour and one's
oh yeah, I see it.
Different
yeah. PA. Okay. Oh, I'm curious what he's thinking on the 30 minutes. So let's see it. Oh, okay. So let's go over here. On the 30. All right. So let's get in there. All right. So here. Now, you get down to the 30, and we're talking about, the hard right edge. Yeah, let's do the work here, which he does, right? That doesn't surprise me. Right, so we don't need to go back through every little squiggle here. Okay, where we focus. It's like with the SMC sonar stuff. I like that, focus mode. Okay, let's not worry about all this. Let's focus over here. All right, in focus mode, how do I get out of here? What have I got? Is there a way I can be out of here? Could this be my hard low? Well, here, I like that he does that, right? So okay, this is what I'm working in. Well, we could really do it this way. So, oh, come here. All right. So here's the range that I'm in. Here's my range. Well, here's the last thing to happen, right into a golden zone. Right? No, again, right? I'm seeing this more and more. It's a wick. Again, a lot of people teach this now. Let's pull back a little bit. Is there anything say buy it there? Well, let's see. Let's see if we can put them together. So here's his. I guess I don't need that one. Here's his other count here. So we're going into the. So what he's doing is he's giving us the push into the 2. So if we go into the 2, here, let's just label it. The only thing he didn't do is label this. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get those. Take them up, and here we'll go to blue. Right, can match it. Why would you not sell that? Oh, just for fun, let's put the Smart Money Sonar Labs, right? You guys know we like these guys. Very nice product, right? They continue to improve it, right? So okay, so here we go. So where's the supply? Well, that's not hard to spot, right? We didn't get there. Now this is interesting, right? Note we're in between. The golden zone holds it at a high volume node, but if there were to be one more kick, right, this is where you'd anticipate we'd get a reaction. 1, 2, couldn't be any more technical, right? And then again, the last piece here, which I had just on his other one, is right. We got a golden corner. Oops, get you right on that. Golden corner pocket. 80%. Right? It's not, have I ever done a video that I didn't show this? 80% odds of getting there. Right? I said this last live stream. How many trades in your book right now have 80% probability of reaching their profit target? So something seriously to look. You might go through your watch list and say, okay, this one's got an 80, this one's got an 80, this one doesn't. Something to think about, right? I mean, there's so many things to trade. You could probably have 10 charts, each with 80% probability of profit, right? How you feel your results are going to look if that were the case, right? Knowing that it's not 100%, right? People think, oh, fuck, 80. Well, then it's definitely going to be a winner. No, not what we're saying. Boy, this is good work, Mecha. A, B, look at that. He's got all of this. Nice diag here into the 3, into the B. Good impulse finishes. There's the funky diag, right? It's as good as a guess as any, right? We got to label it somehow. Give a 1, 2. There's the impulse, right? Here's all the imbalance. Sideways in the 4, right? It's just as we were describing this with Bitcoin. Sideways, imbalance, right? Balance, right? Oh, well, everybody's happy here. Oh, anybody interested down here? Guess not. Who's the seller here? Right. Well, this is classic, right? So the breakout trader's thinking, oh, they're going to go, at least we'll go get these. Right? At least we'll go get them. The fact that they don't, right, is very telling, right? That this is, here was when it didn't do this, these are little tells. Like the market talks to you, right? If you really know what to look for. The fact that we couldn't get a new low here, ooh, bad sign for a bear. Oh, wait a minute. I just broke the lows. I came back in. I came to the structure, and now I can't get a new low. Uh-oh. If you're short, that's what's going on in your head. That's what should be going. You're telling me they can't get a new low? Where are the stops? Oh, well, fuck. We know they're there, and we know they're there, and they can't get them? That's what should be going off in your head. Uh-oh. Now look what happened here. Oh, I got change of character. Well, here you had it here, right? You didn't get a new low. Here's the higher low. This is a micro higher high. Oh, again, not a lower low. Uh-oh, what the fuck? Oh, higher high. Now you got to get out right now. If you were playing for this outcome and you're here, whoa, man, you've overstayed your welcome, right? So now it's just like this is. I know we've all experienced this. Well, what happens right here? You think, oh God, that was close. All right, thank God. Okay, so now, right? Because what are you doing? You're filling it in with your mind's eye. Oh, now we're gonna go get it. Right, once again, we bounce out of a demand zone here and we go again, we break this high, oh, you're fucked now. Right, if you don't get out now, you deserve this. Right, that's the market teaching you a lesson. Because we have a tendency to always say, oh, okay, right, I was a little worried there, but now I got it. Now it's going to come, right? So I'm good. Wait, oh, maybe this time I'll do it. Oh, right, this is all self-inflicted, right, if you stayed through that. Right, that drawdown you did to yourself, right? Because the market was talking to you right here really was the first red flag. Okay, so now we're kind of coming up through all of this. Okay, right. Don't fill in the blanks, right? We don't know that that's going to break. What would you anticipate, right? We're right at structure, all of this, a lot of business done here. We come down and we got a demand zone here. Now, just because I have a demand zone doesn't mean it holds, but we are at the strong low here. So pop. Are we going higher? Well, really the only conclusion here is that where do I absolutely not want to sell it? Right there. Well, pretty obvious, right? So if you were playing this, as Mecha has it laid out, 1, 2, and we come to the demand zone, we get a reaction, what are you thinking? Right, if you're looking for the short, you're going, oh, come on, a little higher. Give me a little bit higher. Boom. That's what you're thinking, right? I mean, 1, 2, let's label it. Why would you be thinking anything else? Of course, right? 1, 2, oh, got it, right? 3, okay, right? 4. Am I going to get that? I don't know, but that's what the pattern would imply. Oh, impulse. Correction to a golden zone. I get a golden corner pocket. I know I got 80% probability of getting there. That would be just a classic double bottom. How does that measure? Oh, okay. Again, I don't have that, right? But I'm just going from demand zone to supply zone. Where would the 3 come in? I don't know, maybe we don't get there. Maybe we hold here. Maybe we do it here. Maybe we do it, we get a 2, 6, 1, 8. You just don't know, right? But this is a trade to heads up, right? Here's what you don't want to be a buyer here, do you? Right? Where's your stop? I mean, so if you're a buyer here, well, your stop's got to be here, right? What would you be hoping for? That this is 1, 2, right? We're going the other way, and this is done. Well, shit, anything's possible, but maybe you could wedge some sort of, could you even do it? Maybe you could wedge some sort of hideous diag into that. But now we're gonna truncate here off of the low, Abby normal, and then we're gonna go into what really isn't an impulse, Abby normal. We're gonna blow a golden corner, which does happen, but that's not what the odds would suggest. The odds would suggest we're going down here. So why would you? What technical rationale would you have to be getting long up here? You wouldn't really have one. And then on top of all of that, really, right, we break it out into a big range. What are we really doing? We're just in a big fucking sideways. All right, here, another thing. This is an easy thing to do. Oh, shit. Let's do it from here. Just all of it. Give me all of it. Okay, well, here we're outside, right? Here I'm back in. Oh, we can do it this way. So, okay, well, here's value. right? That's literally what that is measuring, the value area. Okay, I'm out of value. Oh, I'm out of value. Well, here, right in the everybody's fat and happy here. So even that, just as it sits, do you have a big advantage here in terms of a longer term macro count? Not really. I sure would be paying attention that I've got the visible range POC and what I drew are pretty much on top of each other right here. So we know this is the area that the market, right, where everybody agrees. Okay, lots of business being done there. So note where that is, or if you can't see that. Oh, that order block is in there somewhere. I just don't see any reason to be. If anything, if we're just starting here and this is the one on the next retrace, thank you. 3, 4, 5. That's what I think. Mecha, that's great work as usual. Right? Very, very nice work. It's hard to call that an impulse, right? How would you even do it, right? That's a 3. I don't know what that is. This is certainly not an impulsive 3, so you'd have to be thinking 1, 2, maybe this is 3, 4. It's just ugly, right? It's not a great start. Would you want to put money at risk on this being the impulse? I wouldn't. Why? There's so many things that are going to give us right? Why, right? Like, it's not hard to find them, right? It's a little tricky, right? But there it is, right? Sometimes, right? It's not textbook perfect, but it's not hard to find the 5s. Is that a 5 going up? No, right? That's a great looking 5 coming down. This is not a good looking 5 going up. So why fight it? Why go with something that's sort of, maybe I could squeeze it in there? There's just never a reason to do that. Why do people do it? Because they're bored or FOMO. Oh shit! Oh, we're rallying today. No disciplined professional trader makes that kind of decision. You don't just go, well, fuck, let's see what happens. Great stuff, Mecha. I appreciate the macro and the micro count too, right? Here the things we can say with objectivity. That's a 5. And this is not an impulse. That's about as much as we can say. Just given that, well, you're late now, right? That was a lovely setup we don't know what we're going to get there, but 3 looks pretty probable. All right, let me keep going. I got James M. What are we thinking on Bitcoin? I'm going to guess. Oh, wait a second. Removed my Bitcoin entry. Need to find something better. And you've already seen my DAG, right? I have, right? So, in fact, I now put that into the alternates. Okay, so we're doing ETH. Okay, so let's see what. So I got James M. Well, this will be interesting. We got James M. and Mecha, 2 of the most talented students we've got, both giving us a look at ETH. Okay, I got to make a copy here. Let's see if they are in sync on this. Be interesting if they weren't. The Mecha sent me an 8 hours. So this is, oh fuck, where are we looking, James? He sent me an 8 hour. So what do you got here? So this is your daily. So let's go. I think you want this one. I think. Where are you, James? Are you posted? No. Nice 5 down, ugly up. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so here, this is nice work from James, right? No surprise, right? He knows what he's doing. So 1, look at that's pretty interesting. How are we doing this? So we're gonna go we're gonna go 1 WXY into the 2. Interesting, right? Because this is a real cluster here for everybody. I'm just fucking around with this chart. Okay, I got you. Well, okay, right? It's just like we were talking, right? So there's the consolidation, right? Here's okay, we're going sideways. We're not trending. We're range bound. We have balance, right? I mean, there's imbalance within it, but for the most part, right? This is just, okay, everybody's fat and happy here. So until we get out of this range, do you want to trade in that range, right? I mean, sort of like here. Okay, this is a little bit of a tease, right? Now there's, not to contradict myself, but so often I'll talk about not taking the low, but you're right in the middle of that's not necessarily the low. That's the low of this range. Taking a a pivot is different than taking something in the range, right? So this would be a terrible place to get long. Well, look, my guess is you probably had a little bit of resistance or support down here as well, right? Right when it hit it, right? You're always going to have to hit the one. They got to break eventually. We go sideways. So here's the reaction. Now, but does that look like? Oh, there it is, right? So you can't take just because you hit it. It's got to make sense. Oh, okay. Well, this is a 3 all day. So we come down here. Would you have been thinking we're going to do that? Oh, okay, anything's possible. Right? That would have been kind of an odd spot for us to, okay, now we're going to be done here, and now we're going to start into our leading diag, and we're going to truncate here. That wouldn't make sense. I mean, there are leaps of just logic we have to make, right? And we sure as hell could be wrong, but does that look like, okay, well, so I'd have to think this through. Okay, we're going to be finished here. We're going to do some sort of A, B, C and truncate the C, and I'm going to get some wacky diag here to start and just a big chop monster. Fuck, anything's possible, but does that look probable? Right? I don't know that, certainly you're not going to want to sell it right into a golden zone, but when we didn't get a higher high here, there was no evidence that, right, we didn't even break the Vegas wave. Right? We went right to the 233, and we didn't roll over the Vegas wave. Here's where it rolled. That is not insignificant. It's easy to go eye blind to the Vegas wave. Very easy, right? You see it all the time, and after a while, you're like, get that thing off. If you don't like the Vegas wave, use the God MA, right? So it's a proxy for it. It'll be very close. But okay, swing, imbalance, value, balance, a little micro imbalance in the middle of it, but you know, if you're short term, right, there's lots of imbalance, right? Here's balance, there's imbalance, right? You see it all over the place. So it's what time frame are you trading? Now be careful about switching it up, going, well, fuck, that looks like a range on the 4 hour, but I want more action, so I'm going to go down to the 15 minute. See, just saying it that way. Wait a minute, I'm in a range. Am I trending here? Most of the time, the market is not trending. I got a beautiful looking triangle with a flat bottom. I mean, this is actually, I've had several people writing me about this. We're going to go over this in the updated version of the white belt, which is the difference between support and resistance and supply and demand. That is a distinct difference. Those are not, they can be at the same location, but they are not the same thing. This is a support, right? We have tested the support. Market can't get through that. Is it a demand zone? Right, two different things. Now, is there a demand zone right here? Well, shit, we could just, you know, when in doubt, you could always just refer to if you don't see it or if you're unsure, well, I guess he doesn't have it on. We can just put on our sonar and it's going to draw them for you. So if you're not sure, like, wait a minute, would it be? Well, remember, it has to do something, right? It has to cause either a change of character or a break of structure. So I don't have anything over here. Let's go to, let me a little bit fatter here. Let's go to the hourly. All right, so that kind of shows it to you. Okay, this is support. Market can't get through it, but it's not a demand. Here's the demand. All right, so if we zoom in over here, why? So because this caused this change of character. Well, shit, that's not the right one I want. You've got change of character and break of structure right here, right? So that's why this becomes the supply zone. This would be a support zone, right? Price couldn't go through that, but it's not necessarily a demand zone. Here's the demand, right? Same again here. Why? Because it caused that break. Well, here, if you see it, it creates this break of structure, right? So we leave behind, right? Potential, right? Potential. There's unfilled orders. Look again. It's pretty easy to spot. Well, look how fast we come out of here. Whoa. So if it comes back to it, very reasonable to anticipate there are unfilled orders here, right? Because they can't get them all filled. Because imbalance, right? Fuck. No, there's all buyers, no sellers. Oh, I got some sellers. More. Now they come back down, right? Look here, they're filling in the gap. Oh, right. This is something to look for. So here's the imbalance here. So from this high to this low, right? So here's if I drag that over, right? I mean, within ticks, right? They're coming back to filling that imbalance because it's very possible there were unfilled orders in here. Whoa, that went so fast, I couldn't, there's no overlap. Here, lots of overlap, right? You don't have the struggle here to fill orders here, even if it's size. Now we come here, whoa. Hey, hang on, man, I didn't get my order filled. So reasonable that there might be orders in the book here, in the limit order book, that are just getting filled now. Could be more down here. Okay, now what else could I put there? Well, okay, here's the last swing low. I don't have a strong low here at this degree because this is the last low. I can't confirm that. So all I can do now is say, okay, well, here's the range I'm in. Oh, look where I am. Right, so pieces start to come together. Oh, fair value gap, 233, golden zone. Now, this is not, right, I've drawn that in. This is not a demand zone. That's a fair value gap, but it's happening right at a golden zone. Do you want that trade? Here, I absolutely am certain I don't want to sell it there. Right? Who's going to sell it there? Right? Someone who doesn't know that that's there. Right? That's the only reason you would sell it there. If you knew it was there, you'd never do it. Right? And most of retail won't know that that's a fair value gap as well, right? What's retail doing? They're looking at a stochastic or some other, they don't know, right? So they'll sell right into that. Oh, it's coming down hard. Oh, looks like it's just, oh, right, okay, it's safe, right? Safe for me to sell it now. Not really impulsive there. So let's come back here. All right, James. So we've got A, B, C. This is a good candidate for a D here if this is going to hold as a triangle. Oh, we get a little contraction here. So A, B, C, D. I'm not so sure that's not in. Not uncommon, right, to see the E underthrow. Right, you get this all closes there. That kind of looks like a 5, though. Maybe an example here where you're not going to get it. I mean, okay, well, there's a couple of possibilities here. One possibility here is the D is still going in and the E comes over. Right, which I know James would consider. Right, this could be A, B, C of the D. If we're going to hold the low down here, the support, not demand, and then come back here. Right, that could do it. Possible, just because that looks like a 5. This one, well, there's a 5 here, so you can probably make that work. Oh, fuck, how are we going to do that? A, B, C looks like that's as good as any. Into that, but this, other than this little chop monster, 1, 2, 3, that sure looks like a 4 or 5. Maybe, right? It remains to be seen. Ideally, right, you'd like the D to be down here, right? So if you could get that, then it just makes it, well, I still would, I wouldn't be a buyer here myself. I'd be waiting for that. I'd want to sell it up here for the potential for that pattern because the implication is this is just an extended 4. So down we go, right? So I'll take this up a degree, right? So that would give us a candidate for the 4 over here if this is going to hold. Here's his alternate A, B, C, D, E, right? Maybe, right? It's always tricky with a triangle until they're done, right? It's always a bit of an educated guess. Could be here, of course, right? Could be. Same conclusion is that the most probable path is to come down here and sweep the lows, right? Well, why? Because we're all, I mean, it's not hard to know where the stops are, right? We could just use that. Oh, all the liquidity. This is the lowest close. So that's the close here. This is all wick, so pretty good rejection wick. We come down into the rejection wick, back down. So this 1700 looks pretty good here, but once again, right, everybody on the planet knows where the stops are. Everybody. So what do if everybody knows where the liquidity is? Well, that's why something like this, right, if it goes a little further and then they come down, wouldn't be terribly surprising because it's too fucking obvious. It's too obvious. Right? It's just the way the market works. Here's the mantra I can promise you can live by. If it looks like easy money, it's not. That looks like an easy short. Trust me, a long time doing this. Every time I thought, oh my God, that's a layup. Rarely does it work that way. simply because everybody else sees the same thing. All right, James, I think we're in sync there. That's Mecha and James. The not inevitable, but the probability is these lows get tested. Nothing else, just to grab the liquidity. All right, let's keep going here. So I got George with the dollar index. This one, he's been really hard on this one. All right, George, what are we thinking now? My mic, turn it up, my microphone.
I've heard a few people say that.
Yeah,
so
how do I
on
do that?
your OBS Live, you've got the little equalizer.
Yeah, it looks like it's all the way up.
So that little bar at the bottom is all the way to the right.
Yeah, it's all the way. I can move the mic. I just use that because it picks up every little slurp that you make here.
Yeah, you might just move it closer for this one.
I'll do that. I had it kind of high. All right, let me make a copy here, and I'll just maybe I'm mumbling to myself. Every now and then I have to remember people are listening. Okay, dollar index. Okay, what are we thinking here, George? Do I have any commentary? Let's see. I got commentary here. Which one? I think you want me to look at this one. Oh man, you've been hanging out with James. Okay, let's see here. All right. This could be money crypto too, right? So okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3. That's very sexy. Good work there. Right, we got to call it something, right? So what kind of, again, impulse, imbalance, balance, imbalance, consolidation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, big 5. Mighty big 5. Oh man, you got wacky there. Okay, how are we doing? Oh, you did it as a W. Okay, I see how you did it. Oh, that's pretty slick. Okay, so look how he's doing this. So he's going to go A, B, and we're coming down for the C into a golden zone. Okay, so this is something he had some questions about. Okay, all right, so 1, 2, guys in these colors, I can never see them. 1, 2, let's make that even bigger. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, we didn't overlap there, did we? No, we didn't. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa, wait a second. Oh, okay. I got to hit the buzzer on this. No. Okay, so just in terms of right look, here's what the implication would be, George, that we're not done here. Right, that this is somehow involved. How are we even doing that? No. Yeah, right. So now, okay. When I say that, is it possible that the 5 is up here? Yeah, it's possible. But things we want to try and avoid are well, I mean, this is what it would look like. 2, 3, 4. And what am I doing here? I don't even have I'm doing something like this, and this is part of it? No. When I say that, I mean, it's just, again, it's not that that's not possible. It's just that that's very improbable. So you want to, right? So you certainly heard me say this a lot lately, right? When you have an impulse going, you want to try and contain it within a channel, right? So you're all good here until you try and connect this correction with this impulse. These are not connected, right? If anything, this is the impulse. God damn it, come here. This is the impulse. This is part of the correction of it. Once we get that far outside of it, not to mention, oh shit, it's almost 2 weeks. It's just too far outside of this trend, right? So even though that's a horrible finish, I understand why you don't like the finish up here, but I'd rather live with a shitty count than try and connect those two myself, right? So I would just call this here's the, we'll fuck around in there, see if I can get you a better finish. But completed now, so this must be you're pulling from here. Okay, so you get the reaction, right? So remember, an algo there's absolutely no consideration for what's going on with an Elliott count. It's just here's a swing low, here's a swing high, there's a golden zone, right? That's all it does, right? It's a simple algo, right? So, okay. Well, I mean, it's not simple, right? People try to recreate it. It's not so easy. because it's so conditional, and right, it just continues to draw and redraw. Okay, so you're giving me, so I'm going to hide a few of these things just to, okay, so I can see what you want me to see here. Oh shit. Okay, I should have done this. Okay, so this is DXY, hide folders to unclutter. Okay, let me hide folders. This is the 1 hour. Okay, I kind of want to see what you're thinking there. Okay, let's leave that. Daily. Okay, I got you. Okay, I see a flat. Interesting, this makes a legit, right? So that's, we know why, right? So it's pivot, right? It looks like they may have, oh, did they use that one? Looks like it's too far. Well, either way, this is the dominant, right? This is a secondary pivot, but that's the dominant high. So swing to swing, right? That's not surprising that we get a reaction there. That would be, right, George, we had a little exchange. That would be support. You might be able to talk yourself into that being a little mini order block. You're tapping that because, right, you got the break of structure, and then, you got the change of character, and then additional break of structure. So you probably got an order block there at the golden zone. Okay, so where are we doing? What are we doing here? Again, it almost doesn't matter, right? What can we say for sure? That's not corrective. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's just count it out, right? Can we isolate the fives? Right? Can we do it? Oh, come here. Hang on. Oh, that's not what I want. I want. Here, let's just do yellow. Okay, can I make that work? Is that a legit impulse? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got a 5 that finishes it. Oh, this is a little skinny, but that's a good 3. That's clearly the 4, 5. 1, 2. So maybe we can do this as a, let's see. This is the higher high. So it does look like we can finish a 5 there. Oh, that is a cluster F. I get you there, but you gotta. Sometimes it's just the spirit of it. You gotta live with that. Now, could this be a sharp double? It might be, or just a zigzag. You might be able to work that as a zigzag. Come to think of it, now that I look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, so this would have to come down. Let's see, let's take that out. Let's see if we can make this work. Okay, there's A, B. For some reason I'm seeing a WXY there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's a clear impulse there. That's a 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fuck, I might have to do it this way. Well, let's just take a look. 1, 2. Can I get that done? Let's go to a 30. 1, 2. Well, I guess I could. I guess I could do it there. I don't want you down there. I want you there. 1, 2. Oof, I don't love it. I might have to do it here. So I can get a 1, 2 through. Not great. 3, 4. I need that to end here. So 1, 2, 3. Even if I do it there, it's not great. So what's the alternate that I could go? Can we do this as a? I don't think so. I think we've got to work with 5s here. So can we do A, B, C? Would be my first thought. B. Boy, it's not quite as easy as it looks, right, at first glance, because you want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got a clear 5 that finishes there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes you just gotta label it and then work backwards. Okay, so there's a 5. So this would have to be a 3, 4, 5. So can I get 3, 4, 5? So this would have to be 1, 2. All right, so let's back it up. Let's back it all up. Okay, let's start from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks like that's a 5. Seems like that's solid. Put that in blue. Okay, so if this is finishing, can we go A, B? Looks like we can. Come here. A, B, C. I don't know why that took me a minute. Not that complicated. It looked like it was a bunch of 5s. A, I think you're stuck with that. This is not much of a finish. Ugh, I see it. 1, 2. Jesus. Well, it's not shit. What's the alternate? One. If this is 1, 2. God, do we have more to go here? What's the alternate? That's solid. That impulse is there. Is 1, 2. 1, 2. I guess I could do it that way. God, he said we got one more than I want. C. Let's go with that. All right. So for the time being, let's see if that works. That is a sharp zigzag. See, I want to put the A here, but I can't get it to work. I want to put the A here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but I can't do it because of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So working backwards, we're kind of stuck with that unless I'm completely off my rocker here. And this is, well, let's see here. Unless this is the 4 over here, but now we're getting outside, right? So we're back to exactly what I don't want to do, right? Is try and connect this to this. Right? I don't want to do that. This is something else. This is completed here. So I think you're gonna have to stick with this. A, B, C, and this is, what are we doing here? I'm not sure what that's about. I think he's at question mark here. That looks like 3 all day. X, Y, or perhaps A, B, C. I mean, it's not real clear what we got here. And we're pulling off of the 2. Let's go back. All right, and I know that's a golden zone reaction, but if we're pulling for the 4 to the 5, hang on a second. Let's go all the way back here. Well, this is a tricky one. Ah, shit. Come here. All right, what are we correcting? Are we correcting from the absolute low down here? Trading view. All right. That's the low. Is this 1, 2, 3? And we're working on the 4. Why not? 1, 2, 3 is in. Big 3. Let's go up. Big 3's in. Working on the 4. Why not? Here's the first question. Why not? There's a nice 3 into that correction. Where do I put the pitchfork when flat is wave 2? Oh, I think, well, this is just as good. This would be, oh, is this a flat? No. Well, no, it's a zigzag, but it kind of looks like a flat. But so the same idea. So here's a zigzag because you got to go 5, 3, 5. But it's same structural shape, geometry. It's not really the idea. It's not going to be as helpful here. But I would still draw it, and so failure to make the median line. Well, that's actually kind of an interesting example here. So let me. I know you got. Hang on. Okay, there we go. So interesting example. I've got a set of median lines here, but note, failure to make the median line. Failure to make the median line, I mean, here's a, Jesus Christ, I can't make this shit up. All right, so failure to make the median line creates the potential, right, the proposed reaction to that through Andrew's work and a lot of median line traders that see it over and over again. Failure to make the median line sets up a move equal to or greater than the move that failed to get there. There it is. Trading principle number 4 right in your face on the daily in the dollar index. This looks like we're not done here to me. This looks like this has got more to go. There's an arrow in there. Let's get you out of there. Okay, so I know that's all been hit. So I'm just gonna hide it. Let's see if I can hide that. Okay, so I think maybe you probably see what I'm trying to say here is that if this is 1, 2, 3, this is all connected, right? So we're in the process of trying to put through the 4 here. Now that could take more time before we go up again. Or right, we could have something deeper here, but this, I want this all, am I in log? Yeah, I'm in log, damn it. I want this all connected, right? That's all the impulse here for the 3, just out of curiosity. Let's see what our wave relationships look like. That looks like it's at least a 2618, if not further. It could be further. Yeah, it is. So you might have, that looks like that could be 4618. Just out of curiosity. Let's see what I got there. Let's try it. That do it? Did I get it? Nope, maybe. That's too much. Let's try 3. Not 34. All right, there's 3.618. That's a pretty good rip. So the question is the 4, right? Is this? If that's a zigzag, oh, he's got it in here. Good job, George. So because this kind of looks like a W, A, B, C, W, working on the X. So the implication here would be up for the X, and then we're coming down for the. We're coming down deeper for the Y, right? Well, we'd do that in an ABC. Would be your assumption, right? You do something like that, correcting the whole thing from the 2. All right, so here's the 2. Certainly, crypto traders want to be paying attention to the dollar. So there's your golden zone. Oh, let's put the 50 in there as well, since we're looking for a 4. Right.
George said to look at the second DXY screen too. I guess he's got something there for you.
Okay, I will. Okay, so this is 3, 1, 2, all self-contained, right? Even the median lines contained. Is that a channel? Is that a channel? Yeah, it is a channel. All right, so bring that up here. All right, so I want this all self-contained if it's doable. Right now, sometimes it's not doable. But right now, that looks like if we're going to come outside, well, there's the 38 right there, right? And that would be very common, down a degree, 3, 4. Come back into this, right, at that support. If this is going to go WXY, but the implication would be one more leg up to complete the impulse off of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Market is not obligated to do anything, right? But if you're looking for the pattern, this would be the most probable as it sits right now, because this all looks impulsive, right? It's not, well, it's not corrective, right? Start with a nice leading diag. That's a good call here, George, right? 2, monster impulse. What's our low here? Is that the 20 May of 21? There's COVID. COVID is here. Oh, that's kind of interesting, right? Likely that's an order block reaction. All right, last down here on this. All right, there's the order block right there. There's the reaction, right? Here's the down, right before we go up. Tapped once, tapped a second time, right? There's a classic flip. right? So here we don't get a new low, and then we get breaks of structure, come all the way back down where they're unfilled orders here. Look how fast we came out this time. That's what you want. You want it to come out fast. That's what that's the anticipation. If it's going to hold as an order block, right? You're anticipating those orders trigger some reaction there. So I'd be looking for, I think that one, George, is well, certainly valid, right? An algo is going to use it, right? Because that's the lowest pivot here of this swing. In terms of the broader, the macro count, you'd be looking for the 38 to hold right here. Right? So if it's W, if that sharp zigzag is the start of it, we'd be looking for one more push up, right? And this is a daily chart, right? So that could be a pretty good rip right up there to 103. Where are we now? Well, it's a full point there. Back down, right? Now we don't have it yet, but if you get a swing here and you get a lower high, boy, there's a if you're comfortable going counter trend, there's a perfectly valid trade right there. Where's the stop? At the pivot, right? So you might, options would be a choice, right? Dollar options. You don't need to buy a shitload of time there, so probably a 90-day option would do it. Would that take us out to July? Probably 90-day option would give you plenty of room there to try and take that ride down, but I'd be quickly, right? Your counter trend here, so if we come back here, then I'd be turning around. I'd take my profit on the puts and buy the calls. That's what you're looking for. Do we get it? Oh, fuck, I don't know. But that sure would be perfect. Market doesn't always give us perfect, but boy, would that be just a beautiful impulse. I mean, as good as we can hope, right? So if we have rate increases coming in June and July, which the market is already essentially priced in, you wouldn't anticipate the market to be selling off dramatically with rate increases. Right? Would we? Right? So now maybe, right? So again, okay, it's everybody knows they're going to raise rates. Why is the market selling off? If it's that obvious, well, of course they're raising rates. So everybody buys the dollar, right? We buy bonds, we buy the dollar. Why is it going down? Right? It's too obvious, right? Of course it's going to go down. Nope, of course it's going to go up. Nope, of course it's going to go down, right? There is no of course, right? The market is going to do what it can to confuse the most people at one time. If it looks like easy money, I promise you it's not. All right, so I got to look. He gave me a second one. Oh, in the second window, I got it. Okay, so that's this one over here. Okay, so macro count. Oh, you're right with me here. Yeah, same. Oh, macro. Oh, we're on a 3-day. 1, 2. Yeah, this is the tricky part. Oh, yeah, and I had someone catch me on this. I fucked this up last time we were looking at this. I was thinking flat, but you can't make it a flat because that's such a solid 5. Almost impossible to work that. It's a force fit, right? So you got to go with the zigzag, and you can finish it. You can finish with the 5. So you got to go 5, 3, 5, right? And I think I was trying to figure out what the hell it was, and I have a brain fart every now and then. Okay, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, right? So we're right in sync there, right? We just you had already done it. I just kind of got there the long-winded way, right? Kind of working through the thinking of it. Oh yeah. So well, you're exactly what I'm suggesting, right? One more kick up, correct it. One more kick up, right? So you already had it. Well, I would have saved half an hour if I had just looked over at your other one. Just out of curiosity, let's see what we get here. I know we've done this a couple of times. If that's how you doing it, you're doing the expanded B. Okay, if that's 2, well, we didn't quite get there. This was an unusual count. If this is the 2, we got it there. Whoop. Now let's get this one off so you can see it. All right, so here's the 3. Oh, I think you'd have to do it here, right? So you probably have to do it. Oh, that looks like an ABC. A, B, C. So there's the 3. So I knew we had looked at this before. Where's your high probability zone for the 3? We got right into it, down. But then, see, you can't, that is a 5, right? So you got to go zigzag into the 4. So the geometry plays perfectly, right? Look how nice the geometry. This is, I had this conversation with someone over the weekend. A 4-point to the tick channel is incredibly rare. Now, that's what we have in Bitcoin, right? We damn near have it here. But no, we don't quite have it here. We got 3 out of 4. 4 points to the tick like we have in Bitcoin, incredibly rare. So that's why I continue to lean into the 4 rather than the 2. Right, and it's interesting. I had this conversation with Willie G, right, who always been a member with us for years. He's really puts more emphasis on GAN work now, but always sends me. We always have good exchanges, and oh shit, I wonder if I could find it. Oh, give me a second here. Maybe I could find it. Yeah. Let's just do it. Let's try here. Oh shit, I've got so many. No, it's not going to be there. And I don't think it's going to be there. Here, so we'll just do it here. So this is the log scale count. So just to, how many have I got more to do? I got 2 more to do. So I got Sage 32. I'll get there in a second, but rather than, just something that I had this exchange with Willie G over the weekend. So if I take this, here, let me clean this up here. Oh, here, I'll hide them because I'll probably use this next weekend or this Friday. So let me hide some of this. Oh, hide. And here's to the tick, right? I'm telling you, this is incredibly rare. To the tick on all 4 points, very rare. So that's why I continue to lean into the idea we're doing a 4 here. Oh fuck, where are you? Here, hide. Okay, so if I take that off, here's the 50 that's got that target, right? So we all have seen that. Okay, and this is the geometry that, this is wolf range, right? Everything cut in half, right? So how beautifully that's holding the market. Well, here, so we're thinking 2, 3, here's the 4. Oh, here, I gotta hide this as well. Oh, fuck. I had this because I sent it to him, but I'm gonna hide all this stuff here. Okay, there we go. One more to hide. Okay, so one thought here is that the 5 is in, right? And we're doing a 2, right? That's perfectly valid, right? I mean, we got to pick something, right? This is just very valid. I always think that when I look at it, that if we had not had COVID, that would make perfect sense, because then it would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? That would have been, and the geometry would have played beautifully, right? This, right, COVID is what changed the geometry so dramatically that now gives us that perfect handle, or that perfect channel. So if you were looking at this thinking, I think the 5 is in. Okay, well, if you think the 5 is in, there's a couple of thoughts here. One is, if the 5 is in, you might be leaning towards a zigzag here, right? Okay, I can work it. It's ugly, but I can work a 5-3-5 there. The implication would be one more down, right? Through the, if this is the 3, we're doing the 4 now, we got one more down. So you might say, okay, well, wait a minute, man. I think that's wrong. Which is, again, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying that continues to be my primary. Here's the beautiful thing. If that's a 4, and this was the entire exchange I had with Willie G. If this is the 4, what are we looking for to come off of the pivot? An impulse, right? I mean that. Right, or a diag. We're looking for a 5, right? To come off of it. If it's 4 going to the 5, that's fine, right? We're still looking for an impulse or a diag to come off of it. Well, if it's the 4, what am I looking for? Same thing. Now, if I take it, and that's the geometry, or that's the volume profile. Jesus, that's the 17 high. Okay, so if I take this and on the assumption, okay, the 5 is in. Let's go to the alternate, right? Here it is, the 4 and the 5 is in. This is, I'm wrong here, and then we're going down for the 2. Well, what would make you think the 2 right there? Would you be thinking 2 based off of the swing relationship? It's funny, it's got the wolf range on here. Let's go to just a traditional measured move. Would you be thinking the 2 in here at the 38? Well, could be, right? So maybe you're thinking that. Maybe it's the 2017 high, right? So here's another example that would be support, but not demand. That's just support, right? Market couldn't get any higher. Is it demand? Well, you may have a little order block in here because right before we launch, and we have a fair value gap right there. So you have some technical components here, but what I want you to notice here, if this is the 5 and we're seeking the 2, where would you be looking for the 2? Right down here. So what's the big conundrum that we have to deal with, which is just a giant pain in the ass, but we just have to, there's no easy way around it. Take it out of log. All right, so let's get this tightened up. right? So if this is, let's do it all the way this way. If this is the low here, and we've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the 5, well, I've had a wick go through the golden zone, but just a wick. And essentially just a liquidation wick, right? That's all that happened there, right? So here's the lowest close. Oh, I've got that red one of you guys. Here's the lowest close, right in the middle of the golden zone. This is just liquidation, right? So I would accommodate that. But if there's one more down, right? If this is the 5 and there's one more down, well, now we're getting down into between the 65 and the 786, right? So we could fatten it up this way. Right, would be prime if this has got one more leg down, one more down into this range. We're in the 23, if that's ABC, right? Nice spot for it too, right? On the assumption that that's the 5 here, ABC. So what's the ramifications to that in terms of if you're looking to be a buyer? Right, to be a buyer down here between the 786 and the 65 or golden zone, right? However you want to think of it, and maybe even keying off of some of that, right? As potentially, right now, choosing my language very precisely, not demand, potentially support. Prior resistance potentially becomes support. Fair value gap, I'm sure there's a little. Well, I know there is, right? There's a little order block in there, right? Last down before the rip up. What are we looking for? 5. Same difference. What's the only way that would have any impact in terms of how that would over the next 3 to 5 years? If this is 1, 2, well, the next wave we're anticipating is bigger than a 5. So it's you can be bullish or you can be insanely bullish. How bullish are you? Right? So when people say, "Oh, I think you're wrong, man. That's a 2," I go, "Okay, fine. I'm still looking to be a buyer whenever this is done." What would make it really? Well, let's go back to what are alts that make this really start to get ugly? Well, if this is, well, it's hard to put it together. You'd be threatening, what are we down here, 500, right? Are we going to threaten 500? Well, it's game over in crypto if we're doing that, which seems less likely, right? Michael Saylor is in trouble if Bitcoin's at 500, right? Margin calls galore. So are we? I'm finding a hard time getting overly bearish here. Even if the most bearish scenario, if this is 1, 2, and so we're going to go into an right, that would be, this looks like we're completing an impulse, right? So we're going to get some sort of a contracting even here, right? It wouldn't have to necessarily be a diag, but 3 could be contracting relative to 1. The extension's in the 1. We could still get an impulse down here to finish the C. Oh, pardon me. This would be, well, fuck, how do we blow up Bitcoin? If this is A and then we get a B and then that now, does anybody think that's happening? Oh, who thinks that's happening? Munger, Buffett, rat poison. Oh, shit. Hard to argue with their record. I'm pretty sure anyone over the age of 80 is not qualified to talk about crypto. All right, so if this is ABC and we're in a 2 and we're buying down here, how is that different? So in the wave 4 count, the targets, right, and James M and I have had the same target here, right? Well, actually, he was the one who dialed me in on it. Now, as I work through all the wave relationships, at 23 looks pretty solid. So if I'm buying here at 23 into a 2, well, I'm anticipating 135 here out of log in my 3, if that's a 1618. If I'm looking in log and I think it's a 4, and I'm looking for the 5 up here, well, here's a minimum target, 146. Where's the downside of getting long? 2 or 4? Either way, I'm looking for 5, and either way, the first thing I'm looking for to come out of here is a 5. So where's the downside? I'm looking for it. I'm not saying that to be facetious. I'm okay. If this is the 3, 4, 5, am I going to do a double, right? Am I going to do WXY and we're going to go down here to some of this stuff? Which I suppose that's possible. ABC, XABC. Now we're in trouble, right? Now we're under 10 grand, right? Now that crypto game over? Probably not. You get below this low, we're in something, what's worse than winter? An extent, it's game over, right? If we go down that far. But I don't think that's, anything's possible, right? Anything's possible. But I don't think that's something that we have to concern ourselves with at this moment in time with Bitcoin at 31,000, that we're going to go under to 500. If it is, right, there's certainly going to be plenty of times to get out. All right, so let's leave it at that. But I think that this 23K level, I don't think you need to be freaking out. I guess there's a very long-winded way of saying, chill out. Okay, yeah, this is a bummer, right? This has been going on for over a year. I'm just as frustrated as anybody else. But am I concerned that we're going down to do this? Not even a little bit. Doesn't mean it won't happen, but I'm not losing sleep over it. And I have a very large percentage of my net worth in Bitcoin, and I'm not worried about it. If anything, as I've said repeatedly, we get into the low 20s, I'm buying hard. All right, let me finish up here. I got sidetracked there. What do I got? I think I got everything from George. Okay, so I got Sage32, who's been with us now for a couple of months, although made a great impression with the quality of his work, because I haven't seen him in the live streams lately. So, okay, so let's see, what are we thinking here? GMM to USDT. God, I saw something on this morning. Someone I follow on Twitter was raving about this. I don't remember why. All right, so what are we thinking? Now, we are in log scale. All right, so, oh shit, man, you're giving me a 15-minute. Okay, so I got to pull back just to get some perspective here on where we are. All right, I got to go back even further. Okay, so we're going to do an A, B, C. Oh, shit, whoops. Okay, so A. Boy, that's quite a rip off out of the chute, isn't it? Although in log, well, yeah, that's a stretch, right? So A, B, C. All right, let's just go with it. A, B, C. That looks, seems solid. Let's come back to log since that's how he gave it to me. So from the low, let's use the B here. I think we got to get that a little tighter. All right, so we come, I get swing low to, well, okay, that's just out of curiosity, right? Because the algo is going to use the dominant. All right, so swing low to swing high. They wouldn't use where they would use this. I'll show you where they'd use this, Sage, is right here. Right, well, there's a 50, 1, 2, third target. Right, so they would use it here, but they wouldn't, this would not be a one that they would do. All right, they wouldn't pull from this when we have this. So up for the A, B, C, right, even a little front run on the golden zone, looks like what they did here, right? You've got massive, right, look at the fair value gaps over here, right, between this high and this low, right, massive gap right there. Market goes up so fast, right? Comes back down. Are there still orders there? Well, apparently somebody wanted to buy it there. Or you just say, is it low enough? Is anybody interested down here? Right. What? So, look, how are we doing here? Anybody interested? Oh no. Well, maybe if I take it down a little bit lower. Anybody? Anybody? Yes. There they are. Right. They come. Market comes at you fast. Okay. So what do I got coming out of there? If this is the B. Oh shit, what are we doing here? And this is why you gave me a 15. Okay. Well, right, we got to call it's impulsive, right? So it's either part of a correction, it's the impulsive part of the correction, but that's certainly, look at the volume, right, is a big impulsive rip. Now that could be shenanigans. That could be your classic pump and dump. Why? So it had to be likely news driven, right? So all the weak shorts get completely ripped up, eaten alive here on margin. Okay, so we're going to go 1 A, B, C into an A. Ooh, okay, so we're going to go WX. So you had to have gotten that on the 15-minute to get a W there and an X there. So it has to be on the 15. Okay, so can we make that? Whoa. Well, that's a little bit liberal there, but I see what you're struggling with here because it sure looks like that's a 5. It sure looks like it's a diag, right? Doesn't it? Right. Maybe. Oh, fuck. It's a bit of a stretch to put a 3. Maybe you get a triangle here, but can we get a 3 there? Looks like you got a good 5 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, shit, I don't know that it matters, right? It looks like you might be able to do it this way because we're trying to get to a B. We got a clear double top. Oh, fuck you. You might just as well do it this way. See, all right, why the shit? Does it make a difference? No. I just think that's a little bit of a stretch to. That could work. Triangle. Okay, so that we got a B. 1, 2, 3. We overlap there. Looks like we did not. No, we didn't. Right, shit that does not happen randomly. Right, that would be resistance, not supply. Well, actually, it looks like you got a little supply in there. Right, this was the order block sitting there. Come here. All wick. Right, so you're right into the supply zone here. Actually, I stand corrected. All right, so retrace. This would have here's supply. Here's resistance. Right, distinction between the two. That's 3 into the 4, and looks like that's okay. So it looks like you pulled that from the 2, right? You did. Okay, so we're just shy of the 50, right? So that's close enough. That could be an algo front run. Okay, so, geez, these are hard to see. Let's go to 1, 2. So we're trying to finish into a 5 to get a 2 down here. Oh, you got I hate that thing. Just more lines. Okay, and looks like you got it here too. Yeah, you do. Okay. It's just too many lines. I take those off. I can follow what you're doing once I see it. Okay, so we got 1. Oh, that's a big. Let's see that. It's the amount of time here. So if this is the 1, this is a monster 2. Shit, can we do this? I don't think we can. Could we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I actually think I'd prefer that. Because of the imbalance here. This is such a gigantic 2. Can I do that? Let's see. No, you could make the same statement here. This is quite a stretch to call that a 1, 2, and that the 3. But this is what happens in crypto. You get these monster rips like that. But I tell you, Sage, I'd be more inclined to be thinking. See, I want this all to be self-contained. I want, right? If I can, right? If that's all the 1, and this is the 2. That way, I don't have this massive, hugely expanded B, complicated correction here. Does it matter, right? So that's the question. Would it matter, right? I don't think it would, actually. So we might not agree on the exact count there because there is no obvious count there. So this is more just, okay, what do you see? And for me, again, it's all right. Can I keep this all self-contained so that this is the correction of it, rather than try and connect the 2? Well, you're kind of doing that in a way. You're saying this is the correction. All right, before we go, so net result is we end up looking to be a buyer in about the same zone. There's your 50 to the golden zone. I might pull that down a little bit. Right, so I might buy a little bit less here, so that I could dollar cost average down, giving that enough room. Oh, stop under the 707 is a good call, right? So as you have it, right? So you already have it in there. So whether this is 1 wacky 2 or this is 1, and we're working on, you probably squeeze that into a 3 to come down. Oh, fuck. Could we? Boy, this must be thinly traded. Look at all that wick action. This is, to me, this is a warning, right? I don't like to trade because it just means it's illiquid, so you're vulnerable to that shit. If you can, right? So what's the advantage? You trade something like this. If you're right, you can get a ripper, right? That can really pay you. But if you can get wicked out so easily because it's thinly traded, so it's easily manipulated. That's essentially when you see wicks like that. Again, the market is talking to you. Easy retail manipulation is what that says to me. Oh, A, B, fuck, we probably work on that. So anywhere down here between the 50 and the golden zone here would be a reasonable place to be looking. So here's your, what's that? Is that your 50? Right. So there's your 50 right at the edge of value, right on visible range. I don't know that there's much else to see here. From this is what we care about. This whole thing, where's the value? Right here. All right, pull that over, right? So the market is wrestling with that. So if we come down, we get outside of value. I might come down here. Okay, do you want to sit here with a limit order? You know, if you're comfortable parking some capital in Gamium, I might want to see something like, at least give me a higher low, right? So you can't go wrong, right? So what's the worst case that, right? If I get the higher low, okay, well, here's my stop, right? So I could be more precise if I get something like that. There's nothing. Rarely does this end up being something that you really regret. You would have to have a monster one come out of here to be like, oh my God, why didn't I just? Well, I was waiting for it, and it did. All I got was that, and I got this. Okay, well, okay, it's not like that's never happened, but that's not the way to build a trading plan. Right? The idea is, okay, give me the 3 and just let me see that I've got a higher low. So I've got at least the ingredients for a trend change. Right now, swing, retrace, right? But it's all higher highs, although that's a lot of rejection up there. So you're trading in an illiquid pair here. One more down, okay. Okay, it's technical. I mean, shit, you can look at all of this, right? It's just area for potential accumulation. That's really what that's saying to you. Accumulate, okay, well, we better not be in a long extended crypto winter, which is now all of a sudden being battered about. I'm sure you guys all saw when the Winklevoss twins are talking about crypto winter. It's not what we want to see. I was talking about this with Monty before we came on, right? They have insight into trade volume that we will never have. Not a great sign. So if we're going into crypto winter, what's the implication here? You could park your capital here for a while, right? Are you okay with that? So you got to ask yourself. But in terms of just a technical setup, good as any. Thanks, Sage. Good stuff. Oh, look at James M. He snuck all the way back around. It's just like that ad I keep seeing where the hand is on the shoulder and then the guy gets back in line. James M. sneaking back around to give me a DXY quick look. Am I the only one who's seen that commercial with the hand? It just makes me laugh. Okay, copy link. What are we doing? Oh, you just gave me... I can't copy it. Wonder why. Why can't I copy that? Copy link. Does that? I think you just gave me an image. Okay, so you gave me. So you're giving me the same thing that I just went through, right? 1, 2. The 3's in. Right. There's the 3. Maybe. Right, that sure looks like it needs a little more time, right? So you might be thinking A, B, C come down for the 4, right? This area of consolidation down a degree, 3, 4 common area. Oh, kind of looking across, right? This area we consolidated. Now we consolidate a little, on the low end of that. But I like it. Same thing, right? So it's the exact same count we ended up with from George. It looks like you two have been working together because I see some James M working there, and a little Monty as well. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That's the 4. There's the 5, right? Yeah, and that's what I was talking about. This being like, okay, if you break that down on a 5-minute, is that a perfect 4-5? No, but spirit of it. Okay, this is the impulse finishing. This is the start of the correction. Now, are we done here? Well, you could trade the B. I wouldn't. I'd wait and trade the C. What the B could be. You don't. Right again, our purple belt. Right, 3s and C's. Why? Because it's the best risk reward. It's not complicated as to why we do that, right? Well, first I want to be sure that you can trade profitably in those, right? If you can't be profitable in the wave structure that is most probable to give you the best reward, so you're going to do better trading the 2s or the B's. Really? Right? Show us that you can do it in the 3s and the C's, right? And then have at it. Once you got that, because if you get stopped out in a 2, you can always come back on the 3. Lose it on the B, you can recover on the C. All right, so I think we're in sync there. So I think we got everybody. I think we got everybody.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. And thanks to all the members that post the content. Right, always appreciate that. Right, without them, we don't have much to talk about. Right, so I like them to post it rather than me try and pick what I'm following. Okay, there you go, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. I think we're off tomorrow. I'm trying to slowly chip away at the new white belt, which I think will be a nice upgrade. You got Money Crypto on Wednesday, Friday or Thursday. We're off. I'll be back on for Bitcoin Friday, and of course, right, just a reminder, right? You can always join us for free. You can always come in to look at the existing white belt, get on the belt system. Join us as social if you want to participate in these live streams. You join us as social, $49 a month. You just post away. It's a good way to work on your skill set, right? And we're never going to beat you up over here. We're just going to give you new ideas, right? Or ideas, or basically tell you nailed it, right? It's as good as it could be done. All right, guys, with that, I'm going to go grab some lunch. Money Crypto, I know you got stuff going on, so thank you, guys, and we'll catch you. I'll be back on Friday.